For every guy that you'll see come up on this YouTube channel that been to prison and talking change and doing it for the community and doing it for the kids and they doing it for them, you have to learn to pay attention to what they're saying out of their mouths and opposed to their actions. Right? Anybody can say, I do it for the kids, I do it for this person and that. But what are your actions displaying? And outside of your actions, are you still living as the person you were before? I have a problem with accountability and dealing with your criminal thinking and criminal behaviors, right? So as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think as a criminal, that's what you are. If you think as a changed man and you worked on yourself and did all of these different things within yourself, forget the outside shit. I don't care about how many college degrees you got, how many trades you took, how many classes you took on your violence and all that. If you didn't change from within yourself, what's the use of you? And he spoke about doing it for the kids and change and how he left his past in the past. And then I read his case where he said a whole lot about change and community and making it home and making a difference in the community, and that he no longer was the man he was. Now, how would you know that you're a different man? You know how you're different and you change? When you're able to do the right thing when no one is looking. See, just because when everybody's looking at you, you know, you're going to do the right thing. You're going to try to look good for the camera. You're going to try to look good for the people. But let's see if you're going to do good when nobody is looking. So he said a whole lot, but a whole lot of nothing. And this is no attack. This is called accountability. So you changed, huh? You want to make a difference in the community. Not one time have you ever heard any one of these dudes that created victims speak about their victim. You never heard about them saying their victim's name. Never even heard them say their victim's name. You heard one guy get up here that talk about jail is fun, son. This same guy talking about how he killed the guy and gave him a head tap. And the dude was shaking on the floor. And he glorified the murder. And he jumps up here and showing the paperwork that what he was locked up for. And I was locked up for murder and I'm a killer and I'm a gangster and I'm all this and that, right? One thing you got to understand is this, right? I'm doing the right thing when no one is looking. When nobody was looking, he was in a parole board or parole hearing, telling him about all his good qualities and how he made a change and how he want to get out and do the right thing and he don't want to go back to prison and how sorry he is. He pleaded to that white man. And now he get out here and display something totally different. Prince spoke very well and eloquently when he was in front of that committee, board, or whatever he went to. He came home and he started speaking about snitching. If you still holding on to the code and running around, yo, this nigga snitch. Yo, that nigga snitch. Yo, he ain't no good. Yo, he this and that and that. Okay, cool. Within the criminal world and the code, yes, you can uphold that. But if you're talking about you changing, you making a difference, and you no longer holding on to the past and letting that go, you're not coming out here talking about who snitching and who doing, especially when you almost 70 years old. You almost 70? You still talking about who snitching and who didn't snitch? So you sat 30-something years in prison, came home, and still talking the same shit. Well, you changed that. I don't care about what you say out your mouth. You changed and all that. And I created this program and I created that. Where is the change at in your criminal thinking? Because as long as you got the thinking, you got the behavior. You just got to be able to get away with it. If you was able to get away with it, you can get away with that behavior still. So you got guys that come out here and they speak all of this shit and none of them speak about their victims. Not one speak about their victims. You should be squeezing your hands tight as hell and praying and thanking the universe and God and all the victims that you created and lives you took, that they family members is not thinking about coming back and taking your life or one of your family members' lives so you can suffer the pain of what they're going through. Every time you talk about how you laid a nigga down, killed the nigga, your past, this a snitch, this and that, you know what you're doing? All you doing is opening old wounds. That's all you doing. You opening up old wounds for all of those victims. I was a victim before. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to lose a father. I know what it's like for somebody to kill your father and go to the funeral and have a closed casket. Any one of y'all out there know what it's like to go to a funeral? Huh? With a closed casket? You know what it's like? We just got to look at a picture. The fucking picture's on top of the casket. You don't even know if that's your family member in the casket. But you'll talk all of this sucker shit. You know about death. You know about natural causes. How many of y'all been attending funerals where people been getting laid down, shot, and killed? You'll go over to the mother and sit there and hug her? And do you shed a tear and really feel like for the victims? Not the one in the casket. I'm talking about the family members that they left behind. How about the ones that's locked up and all the people be talking about, yo, free so-and-so, free this dude, salute, dude, giving them parade parties for coming home from jail. I haven't seen one parade party for graduation for a young black man who has graduated, or a young black sister who has graduated from college, and we get parties. I don't know the last party I got in celebration for my goodness. I don't know. I had a big ass party when I came home. Everybody was embracing and showing love. I don't know that shit. Because there's still somebody in the ground. There's still people walking on this earth who can't do what we doing, who's living in sorrow. And then you dudes out there got crazy. You started talking about a party. Yo, Bimmy didn't come to the party. Bimmy didn't come to the party. Yeah, a party of celebration of who? Yo, Prince is home. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to came to the party for the Prince. Why? Prince been locked up 30-something years. Bimmy been living a life for 30-something years, right? So he's supposed to stop his, like, I need y'all to think about this shit. He's supposed to stop whatever he was doing and make a way just to prove to y'all that he attended a party. Then you got people out here that be like, yeah, I was at the party. I ain't see that nigga. I was at the party. I ain't see that nigga. Yeah. How many of y'all was at Prince's visiting room when it was time for him to get a visit? None of y'all. How many of y'all was there attending the services for the loved ones that he lost when he was gone? None of y'all. How many of y'all was there when he had them sleepless nights when the CO was putting him in the box? When he went gun to gun with the fucking rat? How many of y'all was there for that? None of y'all. Did y'all write him letters? Did y'all send him food? Are y'all all going to a party donating to send money to his uncle? Like, what the fuck is a party? A one day, one night. We got 365 days in a year, and y'all spoke about one night that a man didn't attend because he was all the way in Turkey, living his life. So I'm going to go to a party. Long as you still out here talking about who you were, how you were, in glorification, and then you say, the first thing you say, I'm not saying it to glorify, you know, I just want to paint a picture for these young kids out here can understand what I went through, you know what I'm saying, for they won't make the same mistakes I made. Stop right there. Number one, you didn't make a mistake. That was a fucking choice. A mistake is I could mistakenly bump into you. I can mistakenly step on your shoe. I can mistakenly drop something. That's a mistake. I don't mistakenly go pick a gun up, load the shit, walk outside, look for you, get a hit, bang, 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 clean the gun off, get rid of it. That's a mistake. Is that a mistake? That's what we doing out here. We calling killing people. I made mistakes in my life. You out here selling drugs, you weighing it, you can weigh that shit. Oh, nah, that's 7 grams. That's 27 grams. Nah, make sure you bag that up. Put that in. Yeah, get the illusion bottles. That's a mistake. You was out here killing your community and fucking your community up. Where the mistake at? See, that's how I know these dudes don't work in themselves. I listen to what people say and how they say it because I educated myself and I understand the criminal ways and the criminal thinking, the criminal mind. And you can't sit in front of me and talk that change shit and try to smoke screen it with, you know, I do it for the kids, you know, and I'm only telling them about what I went through for they could. No. How about we just talk in the third person? How about we don't even tell them about you? How about you tell them about somebody else that you grew up with and you be the good guy and you tell them about that horrible life that he went through? You got a good story about your friend. Let's talk about the horrible life he went through. How about when you go tell these stories to these people, right? Or you speak to these kids, this is for everybody out there. How about when you telling that story, you tell them about the victims and all the people that you hurt and created and how many lives is out here, how many mothers, sons, aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, nephews is out here who are still in pain and have to live through pictures and videos because of you. How many of you able to do that? Y'all can't do it. And the sad part is this. You are running out of time. You on that God clock now. You got more years behind you than you do in front of you. The universe is watching. I don't care about people watching, eyes, everybody. Anything that could die don't mean shit to me. The fucking universe is watching. This shit ain't going nowhere. This shit gonna be here when you going. So why not make a difference and leave and have that positive energy floating around before you left? I would give up all of my past to save one life, and they won't give that shit up. And this is how you give it up. You give it up by not talking about it no more. You give it up by not dealing with these worldly things that's going on today. But they can't give it up. Tell him to give up talking about Bimmy, saying Bimmy's a snitch. He can't do it. Tell him to give up talking about his past and what he did and the money he made and the lives and when he was locked up and the glorification of prison and the knives. See, people be very condescending and they really act like they manipulators. I'm good with this shit. I'm telling you, I'm surgical with this shit, Jake. They act like they playing a role as the humble guy. They're gonna dazzle you. They dazzle you. I seen the guy on the show, and he said to Prince, "This shit fucking." I threw the remote at the TV. I gotta go buy a new TV. I'm gonna hit that dude up on that channel, in that fucking barbershop. I'm telling him, bro, you owe me a new TV, man. He said to Prince, he said, "Yo, you are what I strive to be like, who I look up to, a stand-up guy, a stand-up man." I said, what the fuck is he talking about? Who stand up to ever try to inspire to be like me? Because the person I became today and what I went through, that's no way for you to go. You've been on the right path all of this time. But he said, I inspire to be like you, to walk like you. Ain't no dude that been in jail ever. I don't name them. Any one of them. Name any dude that did federal time, state, you sat down. Remember back in the day, they just say, yeah, the police made me sit down. You sat down for a while. You know why? You know who would stand up? Your mother would stand up. Your sister, your kids, your aunt, your girl, your wives. You'll never talk about them. I bet you won't see one goddamn video with them talking about all of the stand-up family members that stood for them, all the stand-up friends that stood for them. They will after this video, after 10 toes, because I set trends. Put it in the comment section. But I bet you this, they will not speak about all the victims they created, right? Outside of their family, and then let's go into their family, who are also victims. Because now they have to go up there and suffer the pain of visiting and the officers talking to them crazy and the long bus rides and the sleepless nights and the packages. And you don't talk about that part. No one speaks about that. What about that part? See, that's the part I remember. That's the stand-up people. That's the ones who stood up. All these dudes coming out here, you'll talk about, yeah, son, that nigga will stand up, this and that. Prince came home. They were supposed to have a party for his wife, his daughter, his aunt, whoever stood by him. They were supposed to have a party for them, for his coming home, for them standing by him for 30-something years and being stand-up. You don't get the party.
Sex like I'm fucking with Jim. 20 stones in my watch cost a stack and I ain't missing the gym. Old heads, you ain't fucking with them. All my niggas do drive by, circle the block and shoot you again.
10 Toes Down TV.